Greetings, my beloved brothers and sisters. This is your brother, Dr. Henry M. Carter, wishing you a day full of peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity. I hope you are planning your work and working your plan. We are getting very close to the end of the year, and that's where a lot of people come up with goals and resolutions for the upcoming year. And I hope that you have seriously given some thought to exactly where you want to be by the end of 2026. It's not going to happen by hocus pocus. It's only going to happen when you focus. And you have to be intentional about where you want to be in life. In your faith, your family, your finances, your friends, your frats, your sororities, your organizations, your business, your education. Where is it that you want to be at the end of 2026? But that's going to require that you clean yourself up. Clean yourself up. And what that means is that we have to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. We have to purge our mind every year of those things that we have accumulated throughout the course of the year that has caused us to develop stinking thinking. That stinking thinking is that negativity that resides in your subconscious mind that tells you that you are not deserving of freedom, justice, and equality. You're not deserving of the best that life has to offer. No, you have to purge yourself by cleaning up your mind. Just like we clean up that junky drawer. You know, everybody got that drawer that we dump stuff into. And then at some point that drawer gets so full, you say, you know what? I don't care what's in this drawer. I'm going to throw it away. Well, you got to do the same thing with your mind. You got to purge yourself of people, places, and things that has caused you to be a victim of arrested development. Purge your mind. Clean your mind up. And when we start cleaning ourselves up individually, then we're going to see our communities look better when we clean ourselves up. When people say that a certain section of a city is a bad section of the city, what you're really saying is that the individuals in that part of the city is bad because a community is made up of individuals. So first, we have to start with the individual that has to have a desire to clean themselves up. Clean their mind up of stinking thinking. Clean their bodies up of impurities. And when we clean our mind and our body up, then our spirit is in the right place to flourish. And then we start seeing a transformation in the community when there's a transformation of the mind. So when I hear about murders and killings and violence, I'm saying then there must be a dis-ease or disease of the mind in that community. And the people are allowing that dis-ease or disease to exist. We got to start purging our community of people that are causing our communities to be places of chaos. You know, we go after the police. If the police come after one of us, you know, if somebody get killed by the police, we are out there shouting that injustice has occurred. But the real injustice occurred when we don't clean up our own community. When we allow people to wreak havoc in our community. When we allow violence from within our community to exist and don't do anything about it, then we're just as guilty as the person who directly did the violence because we sat on the sideline and did nothing. Absolutely nothing. But it goes even deeper than that, beloved. It goes deeper because we got to start making the right choices. on who we mate with. Hello? Some of y'all gonna check out on this. We got to make the right choices on who we mate with. Because see, it starts with, as you all learned in biology, a man and a woman getting together and procreating, and then that individual that comes out as a result of the procreation is not given the right direction or is not in the right environment, and it begins to create a negativity that spreads into the community, that spreads into a section of a city, that spreads throughout the country. So it starts with the two individuals who decided to get together and procreate. And here's the crazy thing about it. If you and I were to go get a car, right? We want to get a vehicle. They're going to ask us for what? Our credit score, right? Then they're going to ask us, how are you able to pay for this car? What are your resources? Then they're going to ask for what? References, right? You got to give them references. So now you got to have a credit score, means that you have had some accountability and responsibility in taking care of your obligations, because that's what a credit score is tied to, right? There's some extenuating circumstances that fluctuates that credit score but for the most part, it's based on our responsibility and accountability to take care of our obligations. Then you got to get, like I said, you got to get references. These are individuals who vouch for you, who say, you know what? This person is of good character. I believe that they're going to pay you your money. Huh? Then you got to have the resources lined up, meaning you got to have a job or a business or something that show them that you can pay that back. Then they approve you to get the vehicle. I'm going somewhere with this. I want you to stay with me. We have to go through that same process when we want to get a house. We got to get credit check. We got to get references. We got to get verifications of income. But when we go out and mate with somebody to create another human beings, we don't ask for no credit check. We don't ask for no verification of income, nor do we ask for references from individuals that know this person. We don't use none of those criteria to create what God considers to be the most valuable thing on this planet. And we'll create a child with somebody we haven't even vetted. And that lack of vetting is what's causing us to have destruction in our communities. Because some of these people you done had children with were crazy from the get-go. They didn't turn crazy. They were already crazy. But you didn't use the right criteria to mate with them. You put more time in setting yourself up to get a car, more time setting yourself up to get a house, more time setting yourself up to get a credit card, more time setting yourself up to get a job, but you put no criteria on who you're mating with. See, we inherit that in the school system. We inherit bad choices. And then they want us to do abracadabra and hocus pocus and take this child who were born into sin and wrapped in iniquity. And we want you to correct everything we did wrong. What the hilly? We got to start making good decisions on the front end. Because when you mate correctly, then you can develop an individual who has come into existence from two individuals who had themselves cleaned up. They position themselves to mate because they both going to be involved in the development of the individual that they created. And unfortunately, the mother end up having to clean up the mess. She realized that she done made a bad choice. She had an itch. She wanted that itch scratched. She didn't care who scratched it. And he was nice looking and sound good, but you didn't vet the person, and y'all got together with unprotected sex, which is another thing for me. People be having unprotected sex with individuals they don't even know and produce a child. How crazy is that? You wouldn't allow a stranger to get into your car. You wouldn't allow a stranger to come into your house. Would you allow a stranger to have your body? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. So the mother ends up raising the child because she didn't vet the man, or vice versa, the man didn't vet the woman. Because we get caught up with a butt and a breast. She looked good, but she was crazy. She was cray-cray. He looked good, but he was cray-cray, right? He was crazy. And I see that a lot on social media. I see brothers leading with their bodies, right? Trying to entice young ladies with their male organ. And the women be out there so thirsty, they just be liking. Oh, I want you to come to my house and deal with me. You don't know anything about this person. This person could be a killer. But you in this person's inbox, talking about come to my house and take care of my itch. And then next thing you know, this person over there choking the hell out of you. And you talking about, I didn't know he was like that. You didn't care to know he was like that. Hello? I know this is bothering some of y'all. You know why? Because some of y'all guilty, but you can clean yourself up. That's what I mean by this, the title of this live. Clean yourself up. Stop doing the same mess that got you living in mess. We fall down, but we get back up again because all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. God knows. I thank God all the time for forgiving me of my transgressions. Right? But we have also learned that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Then you are crazy. If you keep on doing the same thing over and over and think the outcome is going to be different, keep on making bad decisions, and think a positive outcome is going to come from your bad decision, you are certifiably insane. Got 5 children. Ain't nobody saying you shouldn't love your children, but at some point, hell, I had 5 children. I have 5 children. But they got, mothers that helped raise them. And I was involved. They had a village that helped raise them. They were not thrown out there to the world to fetch for themselves. But you keep having children with no village. You know you don't have a village to help you raise these children. But you keep on having children as if you don't know how children are made. You ain't trying to use no protection, nor are you vetting the people you are procreating with. We got to start taking some responsibility ourselves in our community. We got to start taking responsibility for the moral decay in our community. We just can't get in our cars, drive to the houses of God, get back in our car and drive to our community and pass all of that madness from your house to your place of worship as if you don't see any of this madness. When are we going to come out of the houses of God and get back into the street and help folks to clean themselves up outside of holidays when we try to feed people? Huh? Oh, I'm going to go out and volunteer and feed the hungry on Christmas, Thanksgiving, and maybe Easter or some other holiday. What about the other days of the year? Are we going to do something to make our community better? Are you out there talking to the least, the lost, and the left out? Jesus said, until you have done this to the least of them, you have not done it unto me. He was telling you to get the hell out of the temple and get out into the street. That's what Jesus was saying. Get out of the temple, get into the street. Until you have done this to the least of them, you have not done it unto me. Until you have fed the hungry, until you have helped the homeless, until you, good morning, Brother Patrick, until you have gone out there and visit those in jail. That's in Matthew, the 25th chapter in that Bible you read. He said, until you have done these things, you are a damn liar. If you say you love me. I know some of you sedated, highfalutin folks don't want to hear this because you like going to a place where you could just hear music and clap your hands and put money in a plate and then go back home and feel like you serve God. You ain't served God, you served yourself. You're supposed to go to that church, that mosque, that synagogue, get that word, and then go out into the street and help the people. That's what you're supposed to do, according to Jesus, according to Muhammad, according to Moses. That's what you were supposed to do. But hell to the no. You go there and get your praise on and go right back into your BMW, your Tesla, your Mercedes, and go back to your community and talk about we had a good service. And Jesus be like, what the hell? Muhammad be like, what the hell? Moses be like, what the hell? Clean yourself up. Then our community will be cleaned up. A ghetto is a manifestation of stinking thinking. When you see a dilapidated community, it's because you got dilapidated thinking. And when people help, they use it as a highlight reel. Not real. Yeah, they're not authentic. Because we want to be seen of men and women and not trying to please God. We like the hypocrisy. And people don't want to hear this when you tell them to clean themselves up. Because we have become lovers of filth. We love filth. We love debauchery. We love when folks twerking. We love nastiness. We have become lovers of filth. The scripture says we have become a cage of every foul and unclean bird. We love it. We indulge ourselves in debauchery. We don't want nobody to tell us to clean ourselves up. I'm a grown person. I can do what I want to and then go to hell. Then go to hell. If you're a grown person and you can do what you want to do when you want to do, then just go straight to hell. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Because you grown. No, you are a savage. Because you creating the madness. The individual is the community. And if the individual is not cleaned up, then the community is not cleaned up. I was talking to a relative the other day, and he made plenty of sense because I'm at the age now, and he and I are around the same age. But I'm at this sense. I'm not marching no more. I'm not marching. I'm not getting out there holding out another damn sign about nobody getting killed in the black community. I'm not. You know why? Because we like to march when somebody get killed, but we don't want to clean up before the killing happens. We want to come together when we say the police killed somebody, but when we killing one another in our own community, ain't nobody marching. When you hear teenagers done shot up a house. I was watching the news the other day. And I live in a quiet community, a quiet city. We don't even have public transportation out here. Wonderful restaurant, Latino restaurant. Young brothers get to arguing. One of the young brothers go out to the parking lot and shoots into the restaurant. Don't care who he might hit. Just shooting in the restaurant because he upset because he argued with somebody in the restaurant. That type of individual need to be tied by the ankle and drugged to the jail by some citizens. Because until we stop this madness in our community, none of our families are safe. Hello? None of our communities are safe when we allow these young brothers and sisters to continue to wreak havoc in our community. Men gonna have to start standing up and grabbing these young YNs by the neck and giving them some get right. Women gonna have to take these young ratchet sisters and give them some get right. Give them some get right. There used to be a time where elders in the community would correct young men and young women. They would correct young men and young women when the madness was going on in the community. Say, hey, watch your language. Hey, sit down. Young lady, you know that ain't appropriate to be weighing out in the street. But we allow the debauchery to happen and say nothing. Talking about that ain't my problem. It is your problem if they live in your community. Because that same young man or young woman you don't help try to clean up might be the same young man or young woman that put a bullet in your child's head. Because you did nothing. It wasn't your problem. We supposed to clean our communities up. So I'm not marching for nobody else. I'm not going out there marching. I'm not. I am not. You complain about the politicians, but you don't vote. You listen to folks talking about voting don't matter. It do matter. That's why you got what you got in the White House right now, because somebody thought it mattered and they put them in the White House, and look what you got now because you said it didn't matter. Come on, make it make sense. You think that it's going to happen by hocus pocus and abracadabra and just praying? It said faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. You just can't pray a change. You got to be about change. But we just want to march. No action. We want to protest after the fact, but we don't want to do nothing before it happened. We're reactive instead of proactive. It don't matter. Voting don't matter. But yet you live in a country that's developed by laws, and laws are developed by politicians, and politicians are elected by the people, but it don't matter. Come on, make it make sense. And some of y'all be taking advice from the stupidest people out there. I see them on social media with this deceptive intelligence and this fake scholarly language they use as if they're intelligent. Y'all are taking advice from stupid people. Because if they ain't got their life together, how in the hell they going to help you get yours together? Hello? If they don't have their life together, how are they going to help you get your life together? We have to start cleaning ourselves up, to clean our community up, to clean our city up, to clean our nation up. A ghetto is a mindset. Good morning, Brother Bumpers. It's a mindset. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. We can reset our community in 2026 by pushing the renewing of our mind and cleaning up our communities. Each one, teach one. Find 12 young people in 2026 that you going to pour into and help them to become a better person? Find 12. Because we got to start cleaning up our community because it's out of order right now. These young brothers and sisters are out here with no guidance. They like the children in that book called The Lord of the Flies that was abandoned on an island and they just went savage. We got a bunch of Lord of the Flies out here. Unsupervised, unguided young people who are going mad in their debauchery. And if we don't stand up and start doing something, it's going to go to a level that only a flood going to be able to clean up, like in the scriptures. Because when it get out of hand, then the Creator kicks in and have to hit the reset button and wipe everything away and start all over again. So the Creator give us a chance to get our stuff right. Because when the Creator kicks in, he come to hit the reset button. He's going to erase everything else, leave some behind to rebuild. And you don't want that to happen. So, beloved family, as we enter into 2026, I just wanted to come here and say, clean yourself up. This is your beloved brother, Dr. Henry M. Carter. Say, I see all of y'all at the top because the bottom is way too crowded, people.